Thank you for tuning in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. And you're listening to Highly Doubted. I'm your host, K.Q Dawg. And man, welcome back, man. I have not been here in a minute, but I have a whole lot to share for y'all, man. So, question, where you been, KQ? Where you been? Well, I've been in Charlotte, but man, I've been down trying to get everything together because at the end of the day, if you really know me, I am an artist. So I have a project coming up called Movies 2020. I know in the past, it was Family Matters 2, the dates weren't there, Solo Savage, a whole bunch of stuff going on, but Movies 2020, get it locked in, please. If you follow me on social media at can't quit with a K, you'll understand what's going on and how things are popping. But going back to that, people who don't know, new listeners who are viewing me for the first time, my name is KQ. I'm an artist. I'm from Charlotte. I'm originally from Oakland, California, but I live in Charlotte for about 10 plus years. So, hey, I've been doing my thing here. My latest project, especially when I first started with the station, was Solo Savage, and that was where I was promoting it. Some of the songs still played, something like Intentions, Pockets, Wednesday, things of that nature. And, I was saying on the radio before, I really want to have videos, and the project was really good. The project was really good, but the videos didn't come out, and that really kind of stifled things. So that's something that movies will not, that won't be a problem for movies. That's something that we will have hopefully throughout the whole project. But man, just to take time to, I'm not going to even get into the details of movies. I really want to, but I can't just because everything is not finalized and everything's not finished, so I don't want to just put everything out that not officially out. But shout out to the features, okay, the photographers, okay, the videographers, okay, the choreographers, okay, the producers, okay, all of y'all, because when it comes out, all these blessings is going to be hitting the airwaves, and I promise you it's going to be a crazy, the management team, the marketing team, just a great thing we're doing right now. We still got to keep going about a month or two until January, so we got to keep pushing. But having said that, man, when you are an artist or a personality, any entrepreneur, man, you gotta hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? You gotta definitely hit the people first. So while I was also down and out and not on the airwaves, I was definitely in the businesses, on the ground, talking to a lot of people who in the Matthewstown area, the Central Avenue area. Then they have a lot of businesses there, man, like tattoo parlors and vape shops and massage salons, all those type of things, mom and pop shops. They really are hustling out there, man, and that's all about my brand, Highly Doubted. So I definitely was grateful to meet those people, for them to introduce me to their businesses, and have great relationships with them, and hopefully they can come up to the show and we can have more information about them and those people that I'm talking about. And also, not even what they do as business, but some people, like I said, there was this girl at the massage parlor who, she's the front desk, but she's a graphic designer, I went to a salon, and, her boyfriend does graphic design, he was, the graphic designer of most of the logos in that salon. So, I got a shout out to him. I was talking to him, and he got tapped in with other artists for me. And, it was just it's a great camaraderie. It's just a great network, man. So that was really what I was doing, man. It was fun. It's definitely fun. And it's good to come back on the radio and tell those stories and testaments, man, because these people are really out here, and they're young. And all of them are young. Like, don't get it twisted, like below 25, So shout out to them. Shout out to those entrepreneurs. Shout out to all those beautiful souls out there living out their dreams and their passions, man. Most definitely. Also, in my own friends, like when I was here in the beginning, I had, the guests I had. Shout out to the Gab, the K Rose, Mac, Clayton Smith, and Jay Bow. And, where they're at in their lives, I also keep track of them, and also keep track of them as well, because they're also doing things and getting things right. First and foremost, just to go down the list, starting off with Gabrielle Ramsour. Last time she was on the show with us, she was talking about her project called For Good. Beautiful, beautiful music. And in the process of that, she graduated, and she had a family. She had a kid. She had a son named Rory. You know, it's not like that's undisclosed information. If you follow her on Instagram, you see her story and her testament. So shout out to Gab and Gabrielle and her family and her being a mother and everything. But I still want some music, girl. Stop playing with me. You ain't off the hook. I know, I mean, hey, you gotta be a mom, but we still need some music now. But getting off of her, K. Rose, my next guy, man, and for him, last time he was with us, he was promoting the Recessional, which was a great body of work. That I definitely enjoyed listening to when it was out and he was pushing it. Since then, he's had his new project called Phases. That was his 2019 project that he put out. He pushed it very well. He's still pushing it now, making a lot of gains on the business side of his brand, which I admired him in the beginning. He's just taking a step forward with the social media platform on how you really got to take social media to the next level and really have that as the forefront of your marketing, and he's really done that. So shout out to K. Rose. He's definitely going to be on the show because of course I've listened to everyone's music that I'm talking about, but his in particular, and him as a friend, me as a fan, listening to him, I definitely want him on the show because I really want to talk about it. We really want to talk about Phases and the ins and outs about that. So we're definitely going to have him on the show. Next, the other guest I had was Mac Clayton Smith. That was when I got dripped up and dripped out. Not dripped up, but I got Dapper Dan for the show, and we talked about, not necessarily music. He's not an artist, but he's definitely a student who definitely got a degree and is using his degree for his career. And I believe he is now, as he was describing in his last interview, he was in human resources, and I believe now he's the CFO, if not the assistant CFO. So yeah, congratulations to him in doing that, and also he's a pilot, so he's really doing his thing. So shout out to Mac. We got to get him back on the show, see where he's at. I think right now he's trying to get his master's, so we want to see if we can get him in the studio, him to show where his life is at right now. My last, but definitely not my least guest that I had was J Bow, and she was definitely phenomenal when she was describing and talking about her business called Reasonable Rides, which she still is doing in Greensboro. She's still in Greensboro. She's still a student. She's still rocking and doing her thing. And if you follow her on Instagram, you know that from the time she was here before to the time she is now, she does not look the same. So you definitely need to make sure you are keeping up with what she's doing, because she is definitely being a businesswoman and in a lot of people's eyes, being a success coach. So shout out to J Bow doing her thing. I got more. I got more. But we gotta take a commercial break. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live to the free TuneIn Radio app or through iHeartRadio. You're listening to Highly Doubted. I'm your host, K.Q Dawg, and if you're just tuning in, we're discussing the Highly Doubters and more of the Highly Doubted. So, like I said before, man, those were our past guests that I had, and trust me, I want to get them back on the show because they have more to tell. The journey never ends. But man, I got more people that I definitely want on this show to give their testaments to what they got going on. Man, first things first, I don't even want to get too deep into it or about him because I want him to be here and speak for himself, but I got a college friend of mine named Kyle Walker. Now this man, like I said, I went to college with him at A&T, at Geek Pride, HBCUs. And man, he really changed my life in like viewpoints and mindsets on how to like approach success, what success is, and like, first of all, what do you want? You got to identify what you want. If you don't know what you want, then you can't make the steps to even get to the plan or the idea, the concept to even get the goal, like stuff like that. And man, throughout those 4 years, man, we were just really, having good times, of course, but butting heads. But when it came to just like real life business situations or real life man situations, and whether you are an artist or you taking a 9-to-5, there's something about taking accountability for your life, you know, and that was something that he really ingrained in me. A lot, you know, he took the time to, you know, care and tell me, you know, certain jewels and certain gems, and we're still friends to this day. But right now, my man's in California, man, and that. Man, we talk almost every day, but that dude literally has a new business plan, business idea every time I talk to him, and it's ridiculous. Like, I can't keep up, man. I seriously can't. But I mean, I definitely admire it. I enjoy it. He tells me and he lets me know what's going on. I definitely want him to have him on the show so he can tell y'all, you know, because I won't even do it justice by try to explaining what he does, you know, because, you know, I'll mess it up. So I definitely want him to be on the show to just give it everything all in detail and structure that out. So I'm definitely going to get that in the works. But getting off my man Kyle, more friends I know, more friends I have, especially in the Greensboro area. You know, I love Greensboro a lot. That's where a lot of I came into myself as an artist and knowing what I wanted to do. So there's always people that I always will shout out, keep on shouting out from Greensboro, from the A&T area, not necessarily they're born in Greensboro, but I just met them in Greensboro and we just had a connection and they do great things. One person in particular I'm talking about is my homegirl, Ryo Raven, and she really is like a true kindred spirit, you know, like she is all about higher power. She's all about energy, you know, she does spiritual readings and she's all about, you know, manifestation. And I would love to also have her on the show as well because just her insight, you know, just like what she brings to the table in terms of wisdom and, you know, things like certain things that you need to hear in certain times. Like if you're having a downtime, she'll know the right words or she'll know the right remedies to get you into a better space, you know. So I definitely like that, you know, and that's something that I wouldn't say it's highly doubted. It's just much needed, you know, that definitely needs to be a part of a platform. It just needs something it needs to be broadcast. So definitely my girl Raven, need to get her on there. And I know I'm skipping like, what about me, man? What about me? Nah, I'm gonna get all y'all. Don't do that. But you know, certain people that really just are really, you know, making an imprint on me right now as I'm doing my own thing. And one person in particular I got to give a shout out to is my homeboy GQ. My like dog, like, you know, from Greensboro and the organization Couture, you know, I know you guys heard that organization, been popped up many times on my show. He's just another addition to it, one of the latest additions, and he has a project coming out called Get With It, and it's coming out November 15th. I want to say it would be on all platforms. I will definitely double check and, you know, update on that. But definitely my man GQ is going out here doing it. The reason why I count him above or a lot, or I count him, you know, or exclude him or, you know, definitely show him out or shout him out more than other people. I know I was going there for a minute. It's because, you know, he's real consistent with what he does. And I say that he posts these. I know I'm gonna get it wrong. I know he's gonna get on me for it. But every Friday he does these Freestyle Fridays. Boom! How hard was that? Freestyle Friday. He does a Freestyle Friday every Friday, man. And you know, he doesn't matter what beat it is, doesn't matter what it is. He just kills it and rips it, man. And he's real consistent. And now he has the tape, and that type of marketing is something that works. So, man, I'm really excited to hear that tape. I want him to, whether before or after, it don't matter. We're gonna get you on the show. We're gonna talk about that and expound on that. And I want to hear more about him and Get With It as a project. So that's something else. But there's many more. But man, the one thing that I just really want to emphasize on as I'm talking about these people and all these businesses is just keep doing what you're doing, man. Like, highly doubted when I made the show, man. It was really for those people who understand that the things that you want to do are not the most popular, okay? Not everybody's going to jump on it. Everybody's not going to just support you off the jump because it sounds good, you know, like being a artist, rapper, singer, producer, whatever you are. That's not against the norm. People are going to have their looks on it, and I know, you know, that's something that no one wants to really talk about, but that's very true. And if you, especially, and I find it really kind of upsetting to know, especially when you really are talented. Like when you really are talented in whatever you do, that's where you find some of the hardest support. And some people might disagree, but I feel like the most talented creators have the most hardest road to really find success. I wish it wasn't like that. I mean, I personally feel that way for me, but we all know what we see. We all see what we in right now, 2019, about to be 2020. So hopefully 2020 brings a new era of everything. And not to mention, we're going to hit a commercial break when we hit this next topic, but I want to give a full segment on this one while we transition. If you guys watch it or if you guys don't watch it, I'm going to spoil it. Rhythm and Flow. That show right there is hard. As an artist, as a radio personality, as someone who loves hip hop, I cannot not cover it. So we're definitely gonna get into Rhythm and Flow and how that affects Highly Doubted and how that whole season and everything affected me and how it affected the game and all that stuff. We're gonna get into it. When we come back, we'll continue our discussion with Highly Doubted. You're listening to Highly Doubted. I'm your host, K.Q Dawg. You're tuned in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community, giving you the double the information and inspiration. We'll be right back. And we're just going to get right back into it, man. So I was, just before we got back on, talking about Rhythm and Flow, the Netflix original series that's on Netflix. Rhythm and Flow with the host of T.I., Cardi B, and Chance the Rapper, and amongst of other industry talents that were featured in the season. I liked it. I loved it. But I'm going to give you the full scoop about it. Like, when it first dropped and it first was coming out, I was not feeling it. I was not trying to hear it. I was not trying to watch it. But it's funny. Kyle called me. He was like, man, have you seen this show called Rhythm and Flow? I said, yeah, Kyle, I seen it. He's like, nah, Cass, you gotta see this, man. You gotta see this, dog. This is good. Like, as an artist, I think you should really watch this. And I felt that before he even told me that. But I ain't trying to see people get on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. I ain't trying to see people get on. But once that pettiness kind of passed. I'm gonna take it a step further before I even got mature. I still get immature. When he said that T.I. had Quavo as a guest for the competition, for the audition in Atlanta, I was like, look what Quavo do? What Quavo do about judging nobody? He can't judge nobody. But I take all that back, just to say that I watched it in full detail. Actually, no, I did not watch it in full detail. This is what as an artist, and this is me as an artist. This is me personally. As an artist, I understand everybody has a story. Everybody has a dream, a goal, and that's why we chase this music bag. So that across the board didn't faze me when it came to them people telling the story. So I skipped all my family. No disrespect. I know it's real, and it is real. I know as an artist it is real. But as an artist, I want to see how you implement it on stage, and that's what they were there for. So every episode's like an hour. I covered every episode like 20, 25 minutes, cut out a lot of talking. But it was really good. Very, very good. It really shows you different styles from different places. Like, they had an audition in L.A., had an audition in Atlanta for T.I.'s representative city, had one in New York for Cardi, and Chicago for Chance. And this is spoiling, so sorry if you didn't listen, if you didn't watch it, then I'm spoiling it. Chance, man, it was like a pity party. Just sort of, it's kind of, and I'm not saying this like as just a bash, but this is like a universal review and how everybody felt about it. And you could tell as they were, saying yes and saying no for these artists, they're, making their team, representing the sound of whatever, they're like the team leader, like the captain, and this is their team that they're representing, putting to the forefront. And, you could definitely tell from the auditions before they even come together, like who's gonna come, who's gonna stay, who's gonna step out, who's not, and there were some surprises. But for me, the surprise didn't come to the very end. But for me, the people who left, people who stayed, and how things were kind of mashed up. If you're an artist, then you kind of saw it as it was happening. So when they made that, oh yeah, you got to go home. Oh yeah, you did this. Just like boom, you see that. So it was very, very informational for an artist. It definitely did drop a lot of jewels. And some people were kind of hating on Cardi, how she wasn't, a good judge, or she wasn't really. No, I think Cardi and Quavo were very good additions and features for the show, just to show that it is a business at the end of the day. That's something that a lot of artists in the auditions didn't understand, that it's the music, even if your music is good, you still have to have the whole package. And sometimes that whole package doesn't mean you gotta look good or have to look the part. No disrespect, but I know a lot of people were saying that the winner of Rhythm and Flow, D Smoke, you know what I'm saying, he wasn't physically appealing. I mean, I'm a dude, so I ain't come speak for it. But like the last two were Flawless and D Smoke. And you know, in terms of the image or how the next artist, or when they entertain the notion of the next new artist, it has to visually look like it's the part. And I can already tell you, like, a lot of people look at D Smoke and it's like, no, that's not it. But when you see him on stage, when you see him do his thing, when you see him get in that performance, get into that bag, it's like it's undeniable. You know, like when he won, when he did his performance, it was undeniable. You couldn't, like, if you were an artist, a fan, if you hated him, loved him, you knew who won. You knew who won. You couldn't even if you look at if T.I., Chance, and Cardi to pick someone else, you'd be like, y'all tripping. But I loved it because it really showed what the total package really is. And the total package, again, like I said before, it doesn't have to look physically appealing. The reason why D Smoke, in my opinion, and is why D Smoke won, was because not only was he comfortable in his own shoes, but he was versatile. You know, he spoke Spanish in most of his rhymes. That, you know, really that's very different for the hip hop culture that we live in. You know, like to really fluently bring it into your own self and make that your own thing. It was beautiful. And how he did in the videos, how he did it on performances. He didn't do it in the last performance, but it was just something that he brought about. And not to mention the other people who got eliminated. Everybody who actually, I would say, passed the ciphers, people who made it past the ciphers, because the cipher, oh my, I'm gonna get to the ciphers in a minute. But the people who made it past the ciphers, they really were deserving. Even if they were just like, it's not like you're going to go back in your basement and no one's going to know you. No, people going to know you after that cipher. And if you made it past the cipher, then you were good. Now, and again, I want everybody to watch it, so I don't want to spoil everything, but D Smoke won. But all of it in it is very, very entertaining. And if you're an artist, it's very educational, just to work on yourself and reflect on what was happening there. Into yourself. And season 2, wherever you are, I will be coming to a city near you. Rhythm and Flow. Remember, you can put that on the market for real. And this is so sad. And this is why, and then I'm gonna go back. This is why the pity party, and I know that's a bad word, pity party was shown. And the reason why I say Chance gave a pity party and Cardi gave a little bit of pity party, it showed in the cipher. And the ones who were not supposed to be there show why they were not supposed to be there. So as an artist, you need to get that together, okay? But again, for the overall project, for Rhythm and Flow, it definitely was something that was very needed, I feel like, for the hip hop culture, the hip hop game, and for in terms of artists who really are serious and who really are talented. I feel like I'm not going to say I don't know these people beforehand, but I know that they're very talented. But I know all of them who made it, like London B and D Smoke and all of them, they were definitely highly doubted. And it shows, you know, definitely when they perform, because they are phenomenal. So definitely want to give a shout out to Netflix, shout out to Rhythm and Flow, shout out to the hip hop for creating such a show to represent the culture and the craft in such a beautiful way. You know, I like before I started, I thought it was gonna be some American Idol crap. And it kind of was, but it was more authentic than it was supposed to be. So yeah, I definitely do like that, and it was dope. But yeah, join us next week as we continue our discussion on Highly Doubted, and again to go on the organic come up versus the industry plant. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Continue to tune in every Thursday at 8:00 p.m. Remember to connect with me by going to wdrbmedia.com, click on the radio shows tab, and go on the Highly Doubted page. Also, if you want to be on the guest of the show, want a free advertising, call me at 704-771-3971 or email me at can'tquit@icloud.com. That's KANTQUIT@icloud.com. You've been listening to Highly Doubted. I'm your host, K.Q Dawg, on WDRB Media, the voice of the community for double the information and inspiration. Until next week, continue to be blessed.